Consider this: a telescope for deep space catches something out of the ordinary, something that not only defies our physical laws, but our comprehension of the universe as a whole. The live feed suddenly becomes black. The footage disappears. Scientists go silent. After a few days, an object can be seen hovering above the Earth's magnetic equator, still observing, still calculating. Its name: Oumuamua. Its message is still hazy. However, one thing is certain: there's no comet here. And in accordance with data leaked from within NASA and verified by a number of independent observatories, this object may be a component of a larger system that is already among us. The James Webb Space Telescope's last transmission prior to the blackout didn't offer comfort, it offered a warning. It also demonstrated our greatest cosmic anxiety. Never were we alone. And now, we've been seen. It started innocently, like any other sky survey by the James Webb Space Telescope over the Pacific. Then something emerged from the darkness. First of all, it looked like the original Oumuamua that passed through the solar system in 2017, a strange shape, quick and falling. However, it wasn't just passing through this time. It approached, slowed down, changed direction, and then it stopped. The live stream abruptly ended. Minutes later, the raw footage was extracted. The object was renamed Oumuamua and its classified trajectory was marked. But this is the part nobody was supposed to see. JWST arrived just before the blackout and recorded a structured burst of prime number pulses aimed directly at Earth's magnetosphere, the common language of intelligent life. As Carl Sagan predicted, it was not a message. It was a signal to target. And the scariest part, nothing was sent from our end. We didn't hear from the object, it anticipated us. After the blackout, private observatories in South Africa and Chile reported anomalous readings. Oumuamua had altered its speed during flight without propulsion. It then settled into geosynchronous orbit directly above Earth's magnetic equator at an altitude where no natural object should exist. Atmospheric sensors in Brazil and Ghana detected periodic vertical pressure anomalies, as if something were snooping into the atmosphere before returning. But no visual data exists. Every telescope trained on the coordinates suffered a shift in position or lens damage that cannot be explained. And it gets worse. Thermal imaging was used. Local control of temperature suggested active protection. According to leaked NASA internal memos, these results match the precise definition of non-ballistic motion used for controlled flight. Which means the object isn't just here, it's watching, adjusting, and has been doing so without uttering a single word. On April 7th, the magnetometer array at CERN, calibrated to match the LHC's superconducting magnets, recorded a global rather than local magnetic ripple, not solar-induced global. The rhythm lasted 0.7 seconds and contained embedded structures without harmonic matches to any known origin on Earth. But the most terrifying detail came hours later when NASA's Deep Space Network received a signal from Voyager 1, time-stamped to match Earth's pulse to the 10th of a second. This was impossible. Voyager 1 does not contain the hardware to detect or transmit such data. The signal contained encoded nested prime intervals, wavelets, and faraway quantum-corrected frame matrices far beyond what Voyager was designed to send. The conclusion: Voyager didn't create the signal. It was used. Someone or something made it work. That activation coincided perfectly with Oumuamua's prime number burst, as if a hidden system throughout our solar system had just awoken. Astrophysicist Brian Cox publicly broke ranks with cautious academia, suggesting that Oumuamua is not a probe but a node-silent surveillance system, an inactive network left to monitor civilizations like ours as we achieve critical technological milestones. No contact, no invasion, just observation and perhaps evaluation. This theory aligns with the Great Filter hypothesis that advanced civilizations don't reveal themselves because they've developed decision-making systems whose purposes are not ours to know. Now, with both the pulse detected by CERN and Voyager's impossible response, many believe the subsequent phase has begun. a test, a warning, or judgment? No one knows. But one thing is clear. We didn't find them, they found us a long time ago. And now that we've noticed them, the rules may soon change. The public is waiting for answers while something fractures behind closed doors. Leaked documents from NASA and the European Space Agency reveal a deep division not about what Neo Oumuamua is, but about how long it's been known. Internal emails show that orbital anomalies near Saturn were detected 6 months prior to the object's official observation but were classified as non-priority disturbances. An incident report labeled Echo 9 contained information that the James Webb Space Telescope had already logged distant, irregular heat signatures, approaching from the Oort cloud's direction, yet there was no alert issued. The reason? Danger of panic. One high-ranking ESA advisor wrote, "The public cannot, according to reports, think about what we're seeing." And then, the data remained submerged until the object landed well above our heads. But now, that has stopped. Hovered, pulsed, silence has become impossible to contain. For the first 3 days, it was hovering above the Earth's magnetic equator. Neo Oumuamua remained motionless, locked into a fixed orbital position. However, now without any known external force, the object moved precisely 0.5 degrees longitude. It was precise and subtle, controlled. Atmospheric satellites recorded a coincident shift in radio waves of a low frequency, not interference, but structure a wave packet pattern that occurs once every 13 seconds, echoing the same cadence based on primes first observed by JWST. However, that's not all. High-resolution ionospheric mapping showed that the new position of the object directly overlaps with one of Earth's strongest magnetic convergence regions, a region scientists now suspect might act like an antenna or amplifier. Put another way, Neo Oumuamua is not merely observing. It may be in contact with Earth's electromagnetic infrastructure, perhaps preparing it for something. In a recently declassified think tank paper authored by a coalition of astrophysicists and theoretical physicists, a brand new concept is proposed, the veil hypothesis. The theory suggests that advanced civilizations may use passive objects for surveillance, not to observe life directly, but to keep track of when planetary systems break through to a higher layer of spatial awareness, an invisible limit beyond which reality acts differently. Based on this theory, Neo Oumuamua isn't an explorer. It's a marker, a buoy placed between stars to signal that humanity has reached a technological threshold. Perhaps quantum communication, perhaps gravitational manipulation, something we are still unsure of. The presence of synchronized pulses, electromagnetic anomalies, and alterations in gravitational force all point to a chilling possibility. We have crossed the veil, and now the universe is keeping an eye on our next move. The most troubling result, however, comes from people not scientists or engineers, but a collective of signal analysts, those who study Voyager 1 and 2. They believe Neo Oumuamua may be a component of a system we have never discovered because we are inside it. Their model proposes a mesh, a massive, multi-dimensional wrapping lattice of listening nodes around planets like a soft shell. We never noticed it because we weren't loud enough. But now, with our quantum experiments, space-based AI, and gravity wave emissions, we've finally generated enough noise to activate the net. According to their projections, what hovers above us is not a probe, it's a mirror. A device that works silently, designed to reflect back upon us exactly what we are. And what happens after that reflection is frighteningly unknown. We believed we were the explorers. For centuries, we built telescopes, launched spacecraft, mapped galaxies, and carried the nebulous hope that one day we would find something out there. However, now silently Neo Oumuamua flies above our world, motionless and watching. We are forced to confront a truth far darker, far more humbling. We have never been the watchers. We have always been the observed. The James Webb Space Telescope did not merely capture a moving object across space. It observed a presence, a system, A moment in which the universe itself seemed to halt as though something, long ago and far beyond comprehension, had finally turned its gaze toward us. We shared that gaze and found no welcome. We could not locate answers. We discovered a warning. Neo, Oumuamua did not come here by accident. It did not arrive with an open mind. It showed up with a clear goal. It does not speak because it does not need to. It already knows who we are, our anxieties, our disarray, our noise. It came not to begin contact, but to decide if contact should ever happen. And now, the question that haunts every scientist, every government official, and maybe deep down, every one of us. What if there is no silence waiting to allow us to speak? What if the silence is our assessment? What do you think, Neo, Oumuamua really is? A probe, a mirror, a test? Remember, the scariest discoveries are not the ones we make public, but the ones that reveal what has always been watching us.